Now, while this is happening on Twitter, this is happening in Taiwan. Now, I'll just say it like this. Taiwan number 1, China not even number 2, okay? China warned the U.S. will pay the price if Pelosi visits Taiwan, and then Pelosi still visited Taiwan. China just announced live fire exercises surrounding Taiwan between Thursday and Sunday, requesting ships and flights to avoid these areas. What the... Bro, China is doing so much America shit. It's not even funny. God, everyone is so America, dude. Can everybody stop? Can all the other countries get your own shit, dude? Why? Why do you want to be America so bad? It's not cool. It's sick. Look at us. We're all fat. We're all sick. We got no industry. It's so whack. You don't want to turn into us. Please. You do not want to turn into us, dude. Well, yeah, they're taking the smart route, basically encircling the island once Pelosi leaves. Hope that PR stunt was worth it. Bro, this is wild. I mean, come on. This is so stupid. America is playing such a dumb game here for no good reason besides saber rattling. I mean, this is my take as well. So Taiwan sits as such a key point for semiconductor and chip production for America, which in and of itself is one of the funniest and dumbest decisions capitalists could have made. You'd think they'd realize high-tech manufacturing is something you want to hold close. Not only that, but also like you could have just not rocked the boat. You know what I mean? You could have just not rocked the boat. You didn't have to fucking tilt the scales. You could have not rocked the fucking boat. You could have totally just done the thing that you've always done, which is fund the Taiwanese military. And that way you get to get a fat fucking contract out for, you know, all of your old surplus weapons that didn't get sold. You give it to the fucking Taiwanese, okay? Everybody's fucking happy. You still go along with like the one China policy, just like China is going along with it. People in Taiwan are fucking happy. 60% are like, please, just don't fuck this up, please. But no, America has to fuck everything up. Literally, they have to. They straight up have to. They're like, no, I can't stop myself. I love war. I love war. I just don't get it. I 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 don't get it. It's like, I was talking to Noah Coleman about this yesterday. It's like, I mean, I do get it, but it's just like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. We are, the defense contractors are making enough money, dude. They're making enough money. Why do you have to fuck shit up? Things are fine. Like Nancy Pelosi loves doing shit like this. I guess she just loves saber rattling. And she's like, I'm going to have fun. I'm a girl boss. Let me do it. Like, fuck you.
Chinese officials once again this morning are warning her not to go. A spokeswoman there saying, quote, the U.S. side will bear the responsibility and pay the price for undermining China's sovereign security interests. There are also reports from the region that Chinese warplanes are behaving provocatively this morning, flying right along the median line in the center of the Taiwan Strait. White House officials are urging China not to overreact. Here's Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
If the speaker does.
It's so funny. They're like, come on. She's just crazy, bro. She's just crazy. Please, China. She's just a speaker, bro. We don't have any control over her. She's crazy. She's just crazy. You know how it is. Come on. You got a broad at home too, right? Come on. You know how they get sometimes? Like, that's literally the White House position has been, unironically, the White House position on this matter has been, we have no control over the speaker. This is not like a sanctioned thing. If she wants to go, she can, but like, understand that this is not like, you know, we can't do anything. We can't do anything about it. Like, she can kind of go if she wants to. Same shit happened when Newt Top G went in 1997. Yeah, except do you think China in 1997 is the same as China in 2022? There's a bit of a difference in the countries that you're talking about. You know what I mean? You just described the most critical years in Chinese contemporary history for their development. That's what happened in those couple decades, okay? If we don't continue to reaffirm our commitments to Taiwan's defense, China will be emboldened to attack it. Sending Pelosi is a purely diplomatic mission. Only China is saber rattling. What? It's a direct violation of the same policy that we have agreed to for many, many years. What the fuck are you saying right now? It is, I mean, homie doesn't think America can ever do wrong. That's just it. That's just being Ameribrained. You know what I mean?
Congressional delegations to Taiwan are not unusual. There have been several others just this year to show support for that island democracy. But it is very rare for very high-ranking U.S. officials to visit Taiwan, given the ambiguity over China's claim to the island. And if Speaker Pelosi does indeed visit Taiwan, she'll be the first U.S. House Speaker to do so in 25 years. Vlad, I'm told we'll know more about her travel plans by mid-morning.
That was earlier in the morning. And then she fucking landed in Taiwan.
And in just a second here, we'll set foot on Taiwanese territory. The first time a U.S. Speaker of the House has visited Taiwan since
1997.
1997. That was
When Newt Gingrich did it, okay? It's just like the most annoying people in politics liked going to Taiwan when they're Speaker of the House, by the way. Like, absolutely the most annoying, worst fucking people.
But yet you have now you have Nancy Pelosi, one of the highest level officials to visit, as you mentioned, 25 years, very long time since Newt Gingrich back in 97. Second in line to the presidency. She will be meeting with Taiwan's president tomorrow. She will be meeting with members of parliament. And we also assume she might be doing some other meetings with business leaders here as well, because, as you mentioned, the chip manufacturers, the semiconductors. She might visit some, historical sites. If she's going to be spending perhaps a full day here, there's going to be a lot of things that could happen that could make China pretty unhappy. But the big unknown is how are they really going to show that? Are just going to get propaganda videos, which would be in bluster, which is fine.
Dude, I love when someone says, oh, they're just going to get propaganda videos as you're on CNN. Unironically, the name of the article that this fucking video footage is featured on, the article title is U.S. Speaker, earlier in the day at least, was like China behaving belligerent, China behaving belligerently. China behaving in a belligerent manner. Can you broadly reintegrate your stance on Taiwan issue? I'm getting some mixed signals, I feel. The mixed signal is don't fucking rock the boat. Do not fucking stick your goddamn annoying ass nose and also magumbos into areas you should not be sticking your nose into. Is that a good enough? Is that a good enough fucking analysis over the situation? Just stop. Like, why? Why do you gotta fuck shit up? Every fucking day, dude. Every goddamn day that another Amerifat is born is another opportunity for another Amerifat who's older to fucking destroy the world for that newly born Amerifat. It's crazy. Just what the fuck's wrong with you? Just mind your business. Like, Nancy Pelosi going in to Taiwan is a very clear-cut violation of like America's policy with Taiwan, which is the same as Taiwan's policy with China, which is the same as China's policy with Taiwan, is the most idiotic thing you can do as a Speaker of the House for no fucking reason. Like, literally, no reason. No reason to do this. Go solve some fucking American issues, man. What the fuck's wrong with you? I hate it. Dude, I hate American politicians so much. They're so disgusting. Why are you defending Chinese imperialism? Did you just not hear what I just said? Oh, it started. I was waiting for it, and now it's here. Chinese imperialism. Chinese imperialism. Oh my God, China is doing imperialism on Taiwan. Just like every other country, there are people in Taiwan that obviously want full-blown liberation from Chinese control. But the majority of Taiwanese people just want things to not get fucked up, okay? They don't want the scales to be tilted in any direction that would then end up increasing tensions between China and Taiwan, and then would actually end up causing issues for Taiwan in the long run.
Well, we have just heard from state media that there are some PLA fighter jets that are crossing the Taiwan Straits. We have not confirmed how far they're going to take that. Of course, China has been regularly sending warplanes around Taiwan's self-declared air defense zone. So we have not confirmed where that's going to go. Most experts
she said China's
to say we
and then had to correct herself. She said China's airspace. Taiwan's airspace. Because she hates the CCP since 1991. Search about that. And she's 82 years old. She just wants to do what she always wanted to do before she dies. I don't think it's like an individual act like that. Yeah, latest footage circulating on Chinese social media. WeChat shows armored vehicles on the move in the southern Chinese city of Xiamen as U.S. Speaker Pelosi is reportedly headed to Taipei. Yeah, I mean, they're just like posturing and shit. Here it is. Wait, you're gonna just skip that question about why they haven't invaded? I don't think it's because America's backing them. I think it's because it's just not a problem. It is not an issue. Please don't say there's no way they'll invade Taiwan. I'm not saying that at all, brother. I learned my lesson, okay? You think I'm gonna come out and be like, China's not invading Taiwan? What are you, fucking crazy? First of all, they might. So there's that. And secondly, I'm not saying shit. Okay? Half these motherfuckers don't care about war efforts, emancipation, liberation, any of that shit. They just care about like fucking being like, haha, YouTuber was wrong. And my YouTube daddy said he was wrong. But I'm not saying any of that, okay? By the way, this conflict right here, what Nancy Pelosi is doing, is unironically one of the more consequential fucking problems for the gaming world, okay? All of you motherfuckers are going to be directly impacted by this. If chip production is fucked in any capacity, remember what the fuck happened like during COVID, because everyone was like, I can't wait. I can't wait to fucking do some Bitcoin mining. Oh my God. Like, you're not getting your fucking GPUs, dog.
She's now explaining why she is in fact going to Taiwan, defying the Chinese.
Okay, there's more to it. Sorry, I want to hear more about the CNN analysis. I want to hear more about that, about what's going on, or what Nancy Pelosi intends to do. We already covered this, but talking about escalating military tensions like it's the new Beyonce album. Speaker Pelosi is landing in Taiwan to support their democracy, despite repeated warnings from Xi Jinping, is exactly the kind of energy we need right now. Hashtag Taiwan. What the fuck is going on, bro? Is it like, why is it? This is what happens when the Lockheed Martin copywriters are all like fucking neurodivergent Tumblerinas. You know what I mean? Unironically, this is what happens. Like every single person is like, I have imposter syndrome and ADHD. You don't know the kind of oppression and struggle I faced in my life, sweaty. Okay, so then they write the fucking copy, and then all the copy just looks like this. I'm confused on your stance in general in this situation. Do you have any geopolitical take, or are you more focused on the folks whose lives will be affected by rocking the boat? I mean, even when I give you a geopolitical take on fucking war, I always cover it by who is going to be affected by rocking the boat. Like, what do you mean? That's always the most important thing. It's like, do you think I care about fucking storefronts being burned down, or do you think I care about the people that own said storefronts if they're family owned? You know what I mean? Like, I have never in a single moment in my life ever talked about like something or defended a concept on its institutional boundaries. It's always about who gets fucked over.
Communist leadership's demands. She says that the congressional delegation's visit is part of the unwavering commitment to support Taiwan's vibrant democracy. She goes on to talk about how this is part of a broader trip to the region. They're going to Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. They're focused on economic partnership.
Bro, this is literally like Fish back in the day, my dog. Like when I told him not to go to a certain area because there's food there, you know what he would do? He would act like he's like sniffing around other areas. He was like, oh yeah, you told me not to go near the fucking food, which is fine. I'm not gonna go near the food. I'm just smelling in the region of the food. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly but surely inch towards it. The moment that I fucking turn around and he's directly on top of the fucking food. Every dog does this. Every puppy does this. Except puppies are fucking cute and not genocidal psychopaths. Like, oh, I'm not just going to Taiwan. I'm going to Singapore. You know what I mean? Oh man, like I'm just visiting the region. You know what I mean?
And democratic governors, because she says that America's solidarity with the 23 million people of Taiwan is more important today than ever as the world faces a choice between autocracy and democracy. And then she goes on to talk about how their visit she defends their visit. She says she says this is in no way in violation with America's policy towards Taiwan, which is a way to push back against the criticism from the Chinese government about this trip, saying that, she says in the statement, our visit is one of several congressional delegations to Taiwan, and it is in no way contradicts long-standing United States policy guided by the Taiwan Relations Act of 1979. The U.S.-China joint communiques and the 6 assurances. And she goes on to say the United States continues to oppose unilateral efforts to change the status quo. So defending this trip, explaining that it is not, in her view, any breach of U.S. policy in its handling of
Yeah, in her view, it's not. You know what I mean? It's just like, in her view. To be honest, I don't care. She should be at home trying to fix shit here. Yeah, no. Guys, Nancy Pelosi already fixed all the problems in America. That's why that's why she's playing hard mode. You know what I mean? She's like, let's go. Let's do more. Let's create additional geopolitical crisis. You know what I'm saying? Announcements from China in the past few hours are right in line with what we anticipated in reaction to the visit in Taiwan by Speaker Pelosi. We expect they will continue to react over a longer term horizon. U.S. does not seek and does not want a crisis. Bro, she's literally fucking it up. She's Nancy Pelosi off the fucking bean, dude. That is some real girl boss shit. That's awesome. She has not much time on this earth. Better get something going before it's too late. I just, things are not
Taiwan,
great.
But explaining why she is there to promote democratic values and to say the United States stands with the people of Taiwan. Kate.
Manu, stick with me as well. Let's get over Kylie Atwood now. She's got more on this. This statement from Pelosi, this declaration, right as she's landing and touching down, Kylie, will be a welcome addition to the conversation from the State Department.
Yeah, that's right. And what she is saying in part in this statement mirrors what we have heard from the Biden administration over the last 24, 48 hours, with officials, including the Secretary of State, making the argument that, look, Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan isn't unprecedented, saying that other members of Congress have visited Taiwan. Even a Speaker of the House visited Taiwan.
Yeah, in 1997. Shut the fuck up, dude. What the fuck? It is a dramatically different country. Might as well be a different country that you visited in 1997. Also, it's such a fucking funny take to be like, yeah, no, America's always had an interest in like making sure that Taiwan could be used strategically against China in an effort as like a fucking parachute cord if China actually maintains its regional dominance. Oh, sick. Okay, then it makes it all right then. No, that's right. That's fine.
Albeit that was 25 years ago, Kate, and the circumstances today are incredibly different, but the Biden administration has been calling on China not to escalate things, with the Secretary of State saying if there is a crisis that's created here, that would be entirely on China. And I also think, Kate, that it's important to realize that this visit by the Speaker of the House isn't happening in a vacuum. And it comes as U.S. intelligence officials have been saying publicly that China has been working hard to be able to militarily take over Taiwan. So while the Biden administration says this one China policy.
Why are we talking about this? What the fuck? Oh, dude, come on. It's an island. It's going to be really difficult to do a fucking sea invasion. It would require a tremendous amount of, manpower. Like, why? Why are we talking about this, dude? Why are we talking about this? Taiwan is the high ground. If the PLA tried to invade it by water, like, it's well positioned. It's holy fuck. It's insane. It's insane. Taiwan shores are borderline unbreachable. Okay, but like the idea that we're having this conversation is fucking psychotic. Do you understand? Why are we having this conversation right now? Because fucking Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan. That's what I mean. It's like you're rocking the boat.
Stands, and Speaker Pelosi also said that in her statement, this physical show of support in the context of China trying to build up militarily to take over Taiwan is in and of itself significant.
Yeah, Kylie, thank you so much.
No, because China won't recognize Taiwan's independence. Yo, Taiwan doesn't recognize Taiwan's independence. Shut the fuck up. America doesn't recognize Taiwan's independence. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I hate this. You're an American. You don't give a fuck about anyone's independence. What the fuck do you mean? You're an American, dog. You can't fucking sit here and be like, what about the independence of Taiwan? You can't say that. Show Sleepy ZZ, you have the worst takes on Taiwan. We've been independent for several generations. What do you mean Taiwan doesn't even recognize its independence? Stop speaking for us. Bro, I really hope it works out for you, okay? Now that Nancy Pelosi's out there, I really do. I really do. Latest polls show that support to maintain the status quo indefinitely is basically what the people want. Unification is very unpopular, but that's obvious, I think. Yeah, but listen, but this is not Nancy Pelosi's step. Who's offending you now? No one is offending me. No one is offending me. It's just like, look, I don't know any better than you, man. I'm just telling you, just go have fun with it then. Look at all of America's liberations. You know what I mean? They've been wonderful. They've been wonderful liberation projects. Go ask the Kurds. You know what I mean? What it looks like when America liberates you. Have fun with that. And here, at least this guy is more honest. Why is it wrong to want China to fail if you recognize the problems with America and want them fixed? The CCP is almost as bad as the U.S. in terms of what they're willing to do to get results. I don't like the warmongering happening, and I'm slightly concerned that America will do nothing for Taiwan. Realistically, though, Taiwan is too important of a strategic location for the U.S. to give up so easily, unlike Ukraine. This guy is playing armchair general shit, talking about fucking undermining or trying to destroy China by utilizing Taiwan. At least that's a more honest take, because ultimately it comes down to that, which is what U.S. liberals have always believed, which is American hegemonic power for the world is significantly better than Chinese hegemonic power. That's what they believe. They think that like it's better that America dominates the world ultimately. Doesn't matter how many fucking brown people are getting murdered. Doesn't matter. No one else can control it. No one else can have a piece of the fucking pie. So we will do endless amounts of proxy wars to make sure that we achieve that position. We continue dominating the globe. That's the take. And that's an honest take. And that's why liberals will end up, unironically, doing shit like this. And then, exactly, they will turn back and say, well, they invaded Germany. The United States, remember when World War II happened? The U.S. invaded Germany. Look how good that was. Look how great that was. Okay, but a lot has happened between fucking World War II and now, where America has used the fucking glories of World War II, which they kind of like, certainly they played a big role, a good role in World War II, but like, they kind of fucking wrote off the USSR's endless amounts of human bodies that they threw at the problem, right? Like we did kind of get carried. And in between that, we very quickly shifted our efforts and resources towards attacking USSR immediately after that. And we haven't stopped.
I was going to ask you about that, because you've said that one China expert actually told you recently that this visit might be Xi Jinping's version of a wag the dog scenario. What do they mean?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because first of all, there's domestic politics even in an autocracy and a single party state as China is, and Xi Jinping is looking toward a
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's politics in an autocracy, which, of course, America is not a single party united under the banner of capitalism. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not how that works. I mean, obviously, we have a real democracy, guys. Come on. After all, you can say that Joe Brandon is Winnie the Pooh out here. So clearly, we're so much better off. Also, what happened to that round-the-clock abortion coverage that we had over the Supreme Court of the United States, completely undermining the wishes of the Democratic majority of this country, or the Electoral College, or gerrymandering? Supreme Court might actually take on a decision that allows states to independently, through their state legislatures, undermine the democratic elections that took place by redistricting. Just so weird, dude. It's like, what? I mean, dude, that's different, though. That's so different. That is a different take. You're crazy, Hasan, for saying that we literally have the fucking democracy here. Fuck you. That's just whataboutism. You're not wrong, but it doesn't refute the political issues of China. Oh shit, dude, I didn't know you were fucking typing that from Wuhan, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up, bitch. These are Americans in the American media talking about the Chinese autocracy. Stop saying it's fucking whataboutism. You're an American. Shut the fuck up. Americans will literally be like, Taiwan is our business. It's not China's business. How dare China fucking engage themselves with what's going on in Taiwan? That's our business. It's like, motherfucker, do you know where America is on the map in comparison to Taiwan? What the fuck are you talking about? I completely agree with you, but I do have a concern that if China gains control of Taiwan Strait, it will cause $3.5 trillion, 60% of all trade that passes through Asia, to be in control of the Chinese. Then again, if a war breaks out, then we will have a similar crisis to the Ukraine substance crisis. I mean, the Ukraine substance crisis has impacted at least oil and gas, right? And you saw it and you felt it here. But the other side of the Ukrainian crisis, which is now being solved a little bit, shouts out to Turkey, with respect to grain shipments, was impacting the third world. So Americans didn't give a shit about that. If Taiwan on the other hand is very different. It will fuck the entire world up. You know, the parts of the world that truly matter, where white people live.
a very important party Congress in the fall, in November, at which his role essentially as the unchallenged leader is to be cemented. And this is a very important moment for him. He wants to essentially send the message that he's the tough guy on Taiwan, and provoking a crisis over this visit, escalating this into more of a confrontation, using it as a cover potentially to take more concrete actions. I think that's the thing that's very worrisome. So I do think that there are politics on both sides of this, but the real worry is that we're just hurtling down the road toward a confrontation, because she has used maximalist rhetoric about Taiwan, not dissimilar, frankly, from the rhetoric that you've heard from Vladimir Putin denying Ukraine's right to exist as an independent country. That is also the view that Xi Jinping takes toward Taiwan.
That was a really good, for the record, that was a really good. First of all, the historic difference between Ukraine and Russia is significant when you talk about Taiwan and China. It's not a policy that America has decided and agreed upon with respect to like Ukraine being Russian territory despite having autonomy. You know what I mean? So there is that. And that is something that for some weird reason, everyone is just like refusing to recognize. Okay. So these are different circumstances. But what is wild about it is that the people still have the audacity to say that like, oh, this is just like Ukraine and Russia. This is just like Ukraine and Russia. And it's like, wait, what do you mean? But that's not a fucking benefit. That's not a positive. What the fuck are you doing? Even if you were to say that like Russia's ambitions on Ukraine were pretty obvious and they were going to invade anyway or whatever the fuck, like Russia had already taken a fucking chunk, or Russia was already helping separatists at a chunk of Ukraine and Eastern Ukraine and LPR and DPR. With respect to the Taiwanese-Chinese relationship, no such comparisons exist and that's precisely the reason why the majority just wanted the conditions that were set, that were agreed upon, to continue. But if you were to look at it and state that this is gonna be like Russia and Ukraine, well, look at Ukraine right now. You think that shit's good? What are conservatives saying about this shit? They haven't even started talking about it yet. They're uninterested, I think. I'm sure they'll chime in. Because like this is a weird situation for conservatives because on the one hand, they want to be like, oh, you know, the Democrats suck, but this is American imperialism at play. And they can't say that because they hate, they can't say Democrats suck for doing this because like they also are kind of in agreement with this shit, with these kinds of actions, right?
那你个人觉得台湾是独立的吗？还是你觉得我们是他们的部分？
我自己个人认为台湾是独立的，但是我不认为台湾在这个国家被国际认还已经被认可。
It's not.
对，就是还没有到达officially 独立。对我来说，我觉得跟中共的密切关系绝对是能带来经济很好的成长，但是我又不希望台湾原有的这个民风淳朴的这个好的文化被他们破坏掉，因为我非常知道，如果他们统治了之后会变怎么样子，所以我还是希望我们能够保有言论自由跟台湾。
So that's the thing, like, for the most part, it's not dissimilar to the Hong Kong stuff, where one of the major points of contention is Chinese social control. That is a gigantic problem. It's true. It is a huge part of the process. A lot of people understand the economic power of aligning with China will bring, right? And they have been. That's the reason why it's just like, that's the reason why it is perfectly fine for many of these people to say like, yeah, we have a relationship with China. Of course we have to have a relationship with China, except the Chinese social control is incredibly authoritarian. And it's true. It is incredibly authoritarian. There is make no mistake on that. And that is precisely the reason why so many people are like, no, fuck that. Of course, that would mean doom and gloom for us. Oh my God, you admit it? Wait, what? Dude, I feel like people never hear what I ever say. Like, people never fucking hear what I say and just assume what my positions are and just go along with it and then get mad. And then when I regularly and routinely admit things that I have said time and time again, you're like, what?
这些很好的文化，然后对我现在还在观察，就是如果香港真的变成了很可怕这样。或者说是新疆已经沦陷了嘛，新疆就是已经很可怕了。那我现在就是还在看香港这样。
我觉得台湾一定是独立的国家，我们就是一个独立的小岛，但我也不会，就是我也不是所谓的台独立场。我觉得其实维持现状也蛮好的，因为我们现在该有的权利或者是什么，然后国际。
CPC claims the reason for Chinese social control is to defend themselves from U.S. interference. What's your response to this? I mean, it's the same as like fucking Cuba. It's the same as all of these other countries that we have declared authoritarian. And there is authoritarianism in that kind of social control. Obviously, I am a preferer, okay? My preference is the neoliberal method of control, creating the idea that there is like some kind of free flow of information and you know, free information wins out ultimately, right? I believe that. I love that. That's what I advocate for. But the reality ultimately confirmed neoliberal. Yeah, I mean, this is another admission. Oh my God, something I've been saying for many fucking years. So that is my personal preference because like I am a socially liberal person, right? So I obviously believe in you know, degeneracy, hedonism, all that good stuff. And I do think that is a great way to keep the population calm. And a lot of you dumb bitches unironically fucking exist in that society and constantly shit on it because you have this like mythologized fantasy fucking worldview of like what it would look like if there was authoritarian control where they cast all your enemies into the fucking fire. You know what I mean?
实际上其实也是蛮认可我们的存在。
台湾就已经是一个独立的国家了，就是我们已经有我们自己的一些制度啊，然后我们的法令啊，那我们也有我们自己的这个经济就是资源。
台湾从来就不是一个独立的国家，因为台湾是中华民国治下的一个省啊，所以我一直不了解台湾是一个独立的国家这个 statement 跟这个 theory 到底是哪里来的。就算在目前民进党执政的状况底下，中华民国宪法也从来没有动过一分一毫啊。它的疆域也是非常清楚的啊，我们的宪法也没有改名自己要变成中华民国台湾。
所以你个人觉得
He's about to say, I think Taiwan is a part of China because Taiwan is the Republic of China. He keeps saying it's the Republic of China.
台湾是中国的一部分是吗？
应该说两岸是中华民国的一部分。
因为我觉
Yeah. No, he's saying like China is West Taiwan. Like there is no difference. Like that's how it is. Believe it or not, that's the real take. No, I know. I do believe it. What do you mean? I know that that's the take. I don't know why people fucking unironically think that that's not the case. But that doesn't mean anything because like there are people who feel that way, feel that like that's the unification, that's a real unification. But that position is not like I wouldn't say that that's like a very popular position, but I do think that that is a position that is as he stated, isn't it still the position within its constitution? Like the thing is, even if Taiwan wants to democratically organize towards independence, and that is what the majority of Taiwanese people, or the plurality, I guess, of Taiwanese people want after, not the plurality, but what Taiwanese people want is the majority, the overwhelming majority of Taiwanese people either want to not rock the boat, and a smaller portion of that, much smaller, much more marginal portion of that wants to rock the boat and work towards unification with China, okay, which is a tiny, minuscule portion of this. A much larger portion of that wants to not rock the boat and continue with the current association and move towards independence. And another group of people want to not rock the boat indefinitely, okay? But ultimately, they all believe in not rocking the boat. And Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan is rocking the boat. That's it. So that dramatically undermines the interests of the actual people there. As far as what Nancy Pelosi was doing, she was just being a fucking psycho. That's it. And you will always find people that agree with that kind of decision, no matter how insane it is. And what the American media will do is probably only put up people that agree with Nancy Pelosi's decision and portray it as like a black and white issue rather than a more complicated one in an effort to, continue fucking doing the bidding of the American State Department, which is utilizing Taiwan as a cudgel against China, weaponizing Taiwan against mainland China in an effort to undermine China's regional dominance as China becomes the global hegemonic power. That's it.